Now, we've been looking at how to edit photos that we've taken using our cameras, but Pixlr also allows you to create images from scratch, as we saw at the beginning. So we'll try and experiment with that and see how it works, because you might find that you're able to use that option to do a number of things. So I'll click on File and then New Image. So you have options here. You have the web, small and big, full HD icon, square, Facebook profile, Facebook cover, you know, several things. So for purposes of this lesson, I'll click on web, small. It asks you to give your file a name. I'll give it class, and these are the dimensions, okay? And then I'll click on scroll, or rather create, and I've chosen not to give it a background so that I can show you how to give your new file a background. So this is what it looks like. So you have these two things over here. You have the green and the black. Those are the foreground. The green is the foreground color, the black is the background color. So you can choose whichever you want to work with to work with your image. So usually the one that's in the foreground is the one that all these tools will pick. For example, the fill tool will pick the green if I do that, but I can swap that by using these arrows over here. So if I do that, the black then becomes the foreground color and all these tools will pick that. So that's what happens. But again, I can change my foreground color to something that I want, something different. So by clicking in it, it takes me to this color picker and I'm able to choose the color that I want to choose. So let's say that I'm going to work with that color over there. I'll click on OK, use my fill tool to change the background. And so I'll now bring in a new image. I'll start by zooming out, bring in a new image, and say from layer, add image as layer. So let me see what can come in. Let's say we're going to use this. Okay. So you can see that it changes, but you can also see that on my palette here, I have two layers now, that image and then this image over here. So this gets a bit tricky and I need you to really pay attention. So I'm going to use the select tool over here, and using this, this image is already selected here, so I'll start trying to adjust it and make it smaller. Now, do you see these blue lines? That means that that image occupies this entire space. Now, my point is to make it as small as I can so that it can fit against my orange background. I hope you can all see that. Okay, okay, you see? So it fits there like that. Of course, I might want to make it bigger. Let's say, make it like that, for depending on your design really. Now, I can zoom in again and work comfortably. So we have that image layer and then we have this color layer over here. Now, I can start to add a few other things like text, for example. So using my text bar, my text tool, I'll click on add text and I'll start typing. Okay, so assuming that's the text that I want to add, you'll notice that it's orange. And so if I take it up here, it will not show. So I need to change the text color to something other than orange. So let's just choose that for purposes of demonstrating. And so you can see that I can change that as well. I can make this smaller. You can see so that it fits here a bit better. So I can make the font bigger if I want. Again, you can change the font type, the style, and so on. So let's say that I want this aligned to the left, okay? And let's say that I'm happy with that, so I leave it here. Let me just make the text box slightly smaller. So that's what I have over here. And I can create a poster, for example, using this. So you can choose to then maybe you realize that you want to change this orange to something else. So by selecting that layer, you can come over here and again choose a different color. And let's say we want a red of some, okay, yeah, of some kind. Let's take that. So again, I'll use this and come and change it by clicking in it. So again, to edit any of these layers, I'll need to come over here. So I'll come and select the text layer, which says the VC, etc. And then now I want to change it to a different color. So yeah, so I change it to a different color, and yes, using my tool, my text tool, I'm able to change that color to something else. Sorry about that. Okay, I'll use this, choose the color and leave it at that. So you can add other layers if you want. You can add as many as you want, and you can adjust them using all the other options that you have looked at, we have already looked at. So you can add a shape, for example. You can choose to have a custom shape here, and we can have that. We can draw that shape, we can fill it with a color. You can change the color if you want a totally different one, that's okay. You can change, you can see that it has changed to something else. So if you had the Makere logo, for example, you would bring it in here and sit it on this and so on. And so I thought that I would demonstrate to you how to also create an image from scratch. And so when you're done, you can save again and export just the way we did earlier. So yeah, it takes you here. Okay, so I'll open that so that we see what it looks like. And this is our image that you created. So that is basically it about Pixlr, and I hope that you'll be able to do one or two things using it. Thank you.